Having a bit of a late night snack. KR Cabana is the best cabana. KR Castlemaine. It's a little bit softer and milder. I like primo stuff, but KR Castlemaine for the cabana. The big sticks. Don't like Cabanossi. But anyway, gonna set a few people straight. Um, had a bit of a go at Mr. Tom Tanuki, and he didn't like what I said to him, but I'm just setting things straight. Um, I'm too generous. I'm too generous as a person. It's just my way. It's just my nature somehow. And you're sort of generous to sort of people. You try to be nice to people. The rude stories lady, the girl on the net, tried to be nice to her by giving her Patreon money, and she wouldn't have it. Not very thing. You can sort of have disagreements with people, and maybe a thing I said it was like I said wasn't very good, but it wasn't abusive. I don't think it was a bit sort of wacko, but that's how I am, and I'm trying to be nice, but they won't take it. I tried to apologise to the pole dancing lady, the accountant pole dancing lady. She's 30 years old. She needs to mature a little bit. It's not enough. I tried being. I almost went subscribed to Kuttner, the mad woman, the Fed. I think she is. She applied for a job at the FBI. Clearly a Fed adjacent, at least. Tried to be. She applied to the FBI for a job. So these are the people that Andy Fleming and Cam Smith and these Antifa Melbourne guys are platforming them. That Oboler guy, a millionaire, a Zionist. These are platforming them, people like this, and all the feds. Antifa feds like Robert Evans, people from the Southern Poverty Law Centre, Hannah Gaze, Russian Orthodox, bigoted. Um, she's a convert, I think. Uh, Russian Orthodox, very anti-gay, bigoted, backward, reactionary Slavic people. Russian Orthodox, the dregs of the Slavic race, and to platform them, just they're platforming all the worst people in the world, and I'm the bad guy. I gave Andy Fleming a dollar or two or something a month because I was using his thing. I was using Tanuki and the Yenar Passaran to make content myself. I wasn't making money from it, but it was a gesture of solidarity for the work that they put in. Even they've got the terrible militant sort of lockdown and vaccine mandate sort of mentality, transgender militancy, on board with the Great Reset, sort of crypto anarchists, not real anarchists. Um, but that's not a try to be nice. And I got my account hacked, and someone paid for I think in Sacramento or somewhere, used my account, $250. So I had to get that back and get a new card and get some better security on my account. Got a new laptop now, better security, and oh boy. But I didn't resume the Patreon. I gave him for several months, just a handful of dollars. But still money, isn't it? It's I stand by principles of paying people for their stuff. I don't like freebies. I've never been a freebie taker. Sort of certain people, certain game show hosts who just take everything and they're multi-millionaires. dreadful, monstrous alien type creatures they are. Like they live. That's what they are. And but I'm not like that. I had nothing. I always try to even things up a little bit, pay people who are struggling a bit. Feel bad. Don't know about Tanuki. He gives off petty bouge vibes. But I don't think Andy Fleming's swimming in money unless Soros or the Jabotinskis in Australia are funding the left like they did in the 90s. I mentioned that, I think, or mentioned that somewhere. Very rich Jews were giving money to the anti rich right wing Jews, militant Zionists, Jabotinsky types, giving money to the supposedly anti racist, anti Pauline Hanson people back in the late 90s. I don't know whether Andy Fleming and Tanuki got any of that. He's not that old, Tanuki, I think. But I've given these people money, and I almost gave money to the mad Kutner woman. She's crazy. She's saying all sorts of weird stuff. Had a bit of a go at her a couple of times, and we put it. I'd be nice to people that are trying to persecute me. These maniacs open borders for Muslims and transgender fanatics. I'd be nice to them. Do a bit of mutual aid for these anarchies, and they're just abusive, and the women are abusive. The crazy women, I don't know what they're full of. The people are just insane today, and you try to be nice to them and sort of try to make it up to them if you be a bit funny. I was a bit funny to the pole dancing accountant lady. Tried to be nice, make it up. I offered to take her on a date, and she called the police. The thing was a bit funny. The LinkedIn thing. It was a bit wacko, but that's how I am. She never. The thing she didn't say to me, I'm not interested. If she said I'm not interested, I would have just more left it alone. But she didn't. She just kept. Every time I asked her to stop posting stuff about me, without my knowledge, because she's doing it on Twitter, screenshots. I politely asked her, stop defaming me, stop saying I'm stalking her, because I kept contacting her to get her to stop posting stuff. That's what the stalking was. I only sent about 8 messages all up. I said, stop telling people you're stalking me. And then she'd get on Twitter and say he's stalking me again. But I'm just what I was thinking. I know how to stalk people. I know. I was thinking if I was sending sort of hundreds of messages, sort of things, and dick pics and all sorts of garbage that these wacko sort of blokes do. These horned up sort of people on the internet, but there was only about eight or nine messages I ever sent her. And most of those would just say, stop saying funny things about me on the internet. But that would just make it worse. It was just pouring fuel on the fire. And it's just completely irrational. And they want sort of sympathy clicks and using me as a bait for that. That was a terrible situation. She called the police on me. That was terrible. That woman, that was unnecessary. She never said. She just said, "No, I'm not interested." I'd say, "Oh, I'm not that interested." I wasn't that attracted to her. I did suggest she might be a lesbian, possibly. I don't know. She doesn't have much of a love life. She's not having a lot of luck with that. Caught a woman, the crazy, the girl on the net, crazy. She wouldn't take my my Patreon money either. But I don't know. Maybe the thing is sort of thing. I'm trying to be nice. I try to be nice to people, giving money hither and thither everywhere. to these people, and they're just very very offhand about it. Very. I am trying to be nice. Maybe I'm a bit sort of off some of the things I sent. It's wacko and a bit wacko myself, obviously. Very wacko. But there was no, I didn't threaten the dirty stories woman or pole dancing lady or Kutner or anything. They get aggressive, just the women get aggressive. And they won't sort of talk to you. They post screenshots everywhere about all sorts of things and don't engage with you. They say, you know, I'm, functionally, my brain's 125 to 130 IQ on every test. I can understand sort of when people say, no, I'm not interested. But Tanuki and that, they're very feminine. They go on like women. Tanuki's very feminine. That's why he's probably big on the thing, on the transgender stuff, because he's a big, hairy man and thing, fairly attractive man, but sort of very effeminate too, still. Very feminine and girlish and thing. He can't carry the man bun off. He's not he's not masculine enough to pull off the man bun. Um, so I don't know. I don't know why I try to be nice to these people. I tried to be nice to the Tanuki. Had a go at him a few times, but nothing too bad. They can't take any criticism. They're fanatics. They're extremists. They're jihadi style in their mentality. There's to be no debate. No debate on women in toilets and men in the women's toilets and that. No debate about open borders. Wouldn't be a drama. I could be an open borders person myself if it wasn't for Islam. You can't have millions of Afghans and Somalis pouring into the country, Pakistanis, Arabs, and things. That's crazy. Destroy your country. That's how it is. But I don't know. They believe in it, and I'm the bad guy for not wanting hordes of Somalis and Afghans and people like that, Chechens, Albanians, just the bottom of the barrel. Civilization destroying immigration policies and crazy transgender lunatics, and they're the fanatics, and you be nice to them, and they just won't take it. Yeah, it's wasted on them. Generosity is wasted on them. But they've got the no visuals here. He picked me about that again. But he's I didn't want to be a hypocrite. I didn't want to be a hypocrite and having a podcast, one man band podcast, because I said podcasts should be banned, and I had the YouTube channel sitting empty, doing nothing. So it's a vlog. I'm not a hypocrite technically. I can't say you can't say I'm a hypocrite because it's a vlog, not a podcast. And no visuals. I'm just giving opinions. I don't want to spend too much money on things that maybe 5 people would see. Totally ludicrous. Buying fancy equipment, downloading a lot of stuff, and leave that to the professionals. I'm just here giving an opinion when I have to explain myself more than I do on social media. That's the whole point. That's the point of this, to flesh out a few things that would take probably too long to blog about, Substack, or things that would company explained in a tweet or a Facebook post. Just a bit of rambling, but don't know. I'm not going to be nice to these people. I could be a lot nastier than what I am. and things could be a lot worse for them. It could make life a lot harder for them. But I'm tried being nice, but no more, no more, Mr. Nice Guy.